Hello out there.
Hey,
We are at the Meade County Library, and we are here to share some things about our campaign. There is Zumba right next door, and so if you hear some music,
or if I start dancing.
they are rocking it over there. And we've had several little kids knocking on the window over here wanting to be a part of our video, so you might see a few of those in just a moment. But anyway, we really appreciate you guys taking your time tonight to log in and to listen to our updates, because we're really excited. This is, of course, our first time running. We've worked for campaigns, but actually running for office. So there has been a lot happening, and we've learned a lot along the way, and we just wanted to get you guys caught up. So let's see here. Can we tell? We want to give people just a couple minutes to get started with us. I think, there we go. I see a couple folks that have joined us. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna start. Most of you all know me, but there might be a few people that are logging in and just kind of curious and want to hear a little bit about our campaign. My name's Stacy Crosslin, and I am an educator for Meade County Schools. This is my 27th year. I have been a teacher for 14 of those years. I taught math for 11 years at the high school. Then I decided I wanted to be a counselor, and I was a counselor for 13 years at Flaherty Elementary, which was wonderful, getting to work with kids on the opposite spectrum when it comes to age. And then I decided I wanted to return to the classroom. And so this is my third year back. And so altogether that adds up to be 27. And I am running for office because I feel like that we need folks that are out there who are advocating for just the everyday working person. And I feel like with what I have done in my life, working with families as a counselor, as an educator, that I have built some skills that would be extremely helpful to be an effective legislator. I feel like I work well with others. I also feel like I can communicate well. I'm a good listener, and those are all things that you need to be able to work across the aisle and work with people in the other party. But I also feel like that I can stand my ground when it's necessary, and that's something else that that's very important. So this primary, I'm hoping that I will be able to earn your vote, and that you can look at the collection of my life experiences, my professional experiences, and feel confident that I would do a good job representing Meade County, District 27, which is Meade County and part of Hardin County, and also just Kentuckians in general.
And I am Casey Mattingly. And I'm not running, but I've encouraged Stacy to run. And so because of that, I am her campaign manager of sorts. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we met, how I know Stacy, why I think she's good for the job of state representative. We met with doing the Meade County Schools United, which was a little
just kind of grassroots.
Yeah, a little grassroots movement that we put together with some other teachers and educators in Meade County to try to make a difference over the last couple of years with what was going on in Frankfort. In Frankfort, they were trying to take away pensions of teachers and, of state employees in general, and they were trying to just kind of put education on the back burner and make things not so great for our teachers, for our students. And so we worked together to form Meade County Schools United, and
had about 700 around 600 members total.
And we really got stuff done, essentially. We worked, the main thing that we worked on was getting an education-friendly governor. And that hopefully is working well for education for Meade County. And that was really what we wanted. And now we really want to work together and get Stacy elected. And I'm doing what I can, and I am her scheduling person.
Yeah.
And so if during this campaign season, if you know anybody, or if you have any type of an event that would be good for Stacy to speak at, contact me. Send me an email through my school email, casey.mattingly@meade.kyschools.us, or you can find me on Facebook, and you can send me a message on Facebook, and I'll get you down, and we'll get Stacy to speak at your engagements.
Just wanted to, again, just quickly talk about some of the things our campaign is focusing on. Of course, number one, fully funding public education. And a part of funding public education is pushing back against vouchers and, pushing those tax credits. The Republicans, is the third time that they're trying to push those through. This also, under education, we want to talk about state employees, and we want to build up and protect pensions. And that's very important, because a good, strong pension is one thing that's going to help us to stand out and be able to attract teachers. And there is a teacher shortage across our entire nation. And so if we are able to offer better benefits and better pay, we're going to be the ones benefiting and drawing those teachers across the state lines into Kentucky. Secondly, affordable health care. And, when we were knocking on doors and we were actually working for the Brashear campaign, that was on almost every person's mind when we talk to people across Meade County. People are afraid that they're going to roll back the pre-existing conditions, where insurance can drop you, or they can refuse to cover you because you have a pre-existing condition. My husband had a heart attack at 40. That's really young, and that's terrifying for us to think that he could be dropped and have years of being uninsured. Also, another thing that's a protection is lifetime limits. These are things that the insurance used to be able to discriminate against. And my son was born with a birth defect. It was in the hospital for 3 months, and he would have been out of insurance for the rest of his life if they were allowed to reinstate these lifetime limits, because he was $1 million baby by the time he got out of the hospital. And so we want to be able to protect people and make sure that everybody can have affordable health care, and health care that they feel safe and they don't feel like it's going to get dropped, and that they're going to have to be searching for health care all the time. Another thing that we feel very strongly about is just some common sense tax policy. They talk about our state being strapped for money and having a limited amount of resources. Well, that's true for every budget. That's true for family budgets. And when you don't have enough money to pay your bills, you start looking for ways to generate that money. And we want to make sure that we're not generating money on the backs of working families. And so we want to try to avoid regressive tax that takes more out of working people's pockets and hurts them a lot worse than people in higher income brackets. And so again, I'm not supporting right now a specific policy. I just want you all to know that, everything when it comes down to taxes, I'm going to look at it through the spectrum of, who's paying and how much of a hardship is that going to bring upon that person. In Kentucky right now, we collect $11 billion annually from taxes. But when you add up all of the tax breaks and loopholes and ways people get out of paying the taxes that they're supposed to be paying, it's $13 billion. And so it doesn't take a mathematician, which I am a mathematician, but it doesn't take a mathematician to know that you usually don't want to give away or exclude more money than what you actually bring in. And so that's something that we have to look at. The final thing that I feel very strongly about is that we need to be supporting labor and supporting workers. Kentucky did pass a right to work law not too long ago. And, people want to know how that's going to affect workers in the long run. Indiana just had a report that came out. Their right to work law that was passed in 2014, they've been collecting data now for 6 years. And the results of that, they were looking first at how it affected their carpenters union. The results of that was that the carpenters unions salaries went down, their pay went down, but not only did their pay go down, pay across the trades in the entire state went down, and also pay for people who were non-union. And so if we don't have strong unions out there advocating for labor and advocating for a living wage, it doesn't just affect union jobs, it affects everyone's jobs. And our workers, across the nation, their wages have been stagnant, and all of the other expenses are going up. And so we need to be supporting our unions and our laborers in the state. So those are kind of the four things that right now that we've been focusing on, and but we want to hear from you also, and we'll talk about that at the end of this video. But again, those are things that we feel like we need to have people in Frankfort fighting for.
So, what have we accomplished so far? We've actually gotten a pretty good start. So we have a Facebook page, as you can see. You can access it. You've already gone there, but you can go to Stacy Crosslin for State Representative District 27 on Facebook. You can visit the website that is almost up and running,
like 24 hours away.
Soon. Stacy, where is it? Stacy Crosslin for ky.com.
And that could be just all lowercase. It doesn't have to be capitalized.
And if you want to make a donation, which we hope you do, we are using Action Network, and there is a link for you to donate using Action Network on the website and on Facebook. We have done all of this stuff free of charge up to this point. Everything that has been done, either we've done it or friends have donated their time and their skills to help out.
So that's where we are right now. Again, we feel like we've a big learning curve. We feel like we've accomplished a lot so far, but now we're kind of at a point where we need you. And for our campaign to go forward, we're going to need the help of our supporters, of colleagues, of friends, of people that I grew up with, family members, anyone that knows me has come in contact with me, my kids, the parents of my kids' friends, anybody that, again,
if you know me,
no Casey, but we need to reach out for this primary especially and ask for your all support. From this point, we have everything set up, our communication set up, but we have to get the word out. Not everyone who votes is going to be on Facebook. That the people that vote the most and are the most diligent voters are the elderly and the retired, and many of them, my mom doesn't have Facebook. And so we have to have other avenues to reach people. And so we need to be able to put ads and in the newspaper, both in Meade and Hardin County. We need to be able to have ads on the radio because a lot of people listen as they go to work, as they come home, also on their lunch break. So both in Meade and Hardin County, we need to purchase some airtime. We also need to purchase something that is called Vote Builder. And this gives us access to all the registered voters in District 27. It lets us know if they're Democrats, if they're Republicans. It lets us know if they have a history of voting. And this is something we have to have so that we can target our efforts. We can't just go knocking on every single door in Meade County. Especially, we can't do that for the primary. We need to be able to target Democrats who vote on a regular basis. And that's what Vote Builder will have access for us. And then we can use this information to form teams to be able to canvass door to door. And Vote Builder costs $500. The next thing that we need is we need to be able to publish and print some political flyers and mailers, and you know that's not going to be cheap either. We have these things designed already. We are ready to go. We just need to be able to take them to the printer. And so we need a good walking piece, which is just something that when we knock on a door, we can hand to people that has information about me on it and about the positions and the issues that we're concerned about. We would love to be able to send out at least during the primary one mailer, and again, and with that comes postage, which is again very, very expensive. And so we're going to need some help. One thing that I promised my husband, he was very, supportive of me running, but he was afraid of how much it was going to cost us personally. And I told him, I felt that if people believed in me and believed in our campaign, that the money would follow. And if not, we could not bankrupt our family to run for office. We have 3 children, 2 that are in college right now, and 1 that is a sophomore. And if you have teenagers, you know that as they get bigger, they get even more expensive. Once it comes to cars and car insurance and clothes and everything is more expensive. And so I can't, as a parent with good conscience, put myself in debt for a campaign. And so we just have to do it as a team. And so this is so against my nature to ask people for money. When my husband and I got married, we've been very independent our whole lives. We live, in a community 2.5 hours from both of our families. And we just always, when we got married, decided, we're going to pay as we go. And if we can't afford something, then we go without it until we can afford it. And so like I said, this is really hard for me, but you're not giving money to me. You're giving money to our campaign, and you're giving money to our cause. And that every dollar that we receive will be used to get the message out, for us to be able to reach people that in our profession and in our personal lives we haven't been able to meet. But we feel like if they were able to hear about me and hear about our campaign, that they would be able to support us. So the ball's kind of in your court now, and Casey's going to talk to you about how you can give to our campaign if you choose to do so.
Get out your credit card and make a donation. Remember, you can donate on the website, stacycrosslin4ky.com. You can donate on the Facebook page.
And this is the best place tonight. So before you forget about it, just on the Facebook page, it's pinned at the very top. You just click it, and there you go.
And give us your money. But remember, I make a joke about it, but remember, it's really important. Stacy really needs it. And if you care about her campaign, and if you care about making a difference for our district at least, and really for the state of Kentucky, we want to help her get elected.
So just want to thank you guys for coming. We have had so much support, well-wishers, so excited about me throwing my name in and competing in this primary. The one thing that's different about running in a primary, and this is about raising money, is it has to come just from personal donors. In the primary, nobody wants to, businesses or unions, they don't want to back anybody or endorse anybody until they see who comes out of the primary. And then once you win your primary, that opens up more sources for fundraising. But for right now, it's going to have to, again, just be everybody just working together and asking themselves, what can I give? Can I give $50? If $50 is too much, could it be $25? We all have different budgets, and could you swing $100? It's completely a personal thing, but we want you to know that $10 will make a difference.
Every little bit will help.
I'm going to be traveling to Louisville on Monday, and on Monday I'm going to get some quotes on printing our walking piece to give to people, some business cards, signs, and get all of these estimates ready, so when the money comes in, then we can make priorities and we can start moving. But I can tell you all, Vote Builder $500 is the first thing we have to purchase, and then we need to be able to print some materials so that we can use it when we're canvassing. And let's see what we had. We had notes here. We wanted to be organized. Oh, yes, we want to hear from you guys. Not only do we need your vote and we need some money, but we want to hear from you. We've told you what we think is important in some of those issues, but please feel free to message us on the Facebook page. When the website comes up, it's like one day away. There'll be somewhere there where you can say if you want to volunteer, if you just want to keep updated about the campaign. You'll have my personal, there'll be an email link there and a Facebook link. But let us know, what are you concerned about? What are issues other than what we've spoken about that you would like to see and have somebody advocate for? And if you want to, shoot some questions, if there's some other issues you want to know where I stand. But like I said, this has to be a team effort, and I am ready to work hard every single day. I'm ready to hit that pavement and knock on doors and make phone calls. But again, we're at a point now that we need funding to do it. So that's where we are, and we really, really appreciate you guys and joining us tonight. Can you think of anything else, Miss Casey?
No, I can't.
Nope. Okay, so Casey is going to make her donation tonight.
Yes.
She's got this out, so before we leave, she's going to make her donation. So anyway, thanks a lot, and we will be talking to you guys soon.
Thanks. Bye.